hello, and you join me as I am surrounded by wobbly towers of questionable life choices, or otherwise known as pot noodles. So, if you haven't guessed from the title of this video, I'm going to eat nothing but pot noodles for an entire week. That's right, so my breakfast, my lunch and my dinner will be boiling a kettle, pouring it on dried noodles with a hint of flavour, and then seeing if I survive. It's unsure as to whether that will happen at this stage. I'm not going to have a single fresh fruit, a vegetable, and hopefully I'm going to make it through. I don't know why I do these things to myself. No one's forcing me to. This is purely my own idea, probably for the best. I wouldn't want anyone to die as a result of my stupidity, apart from myself, but we will see if that happens. If you're watching this video, I assume I haven't died, because then someone would have had to have found the footage, edited it, and uploaded it for me, in which case, if you have done that, thank you, but that's probably not the case. So, pot noodles have been around since the 70s, which means they've been a part of my life forever. So they're a perfect Sunday afternoon lunch when your mum can't be asked to do anything else, so she's like, boil the kettle, pour it in, here you go, sharp, eat. And things haven't really evolved, because they are still great for when it's a Sunday afternoon, you can't be asked, you just want to boil the kettle, pour it in, and then sharp and eat. But now there are a lot more flavours than there used to be back in day. Back when there used to be flavours like chicken and mushroom, there was chow mein, there was curry, and then the odd one that would come hither and thither, such as Bombay Bad Boy. That's been another one that's been around for 20 plus years, which I probably have somewhere amongst me in these many towers. So there's not much else for me to say, really. I'm only going to eat pot noodle related products, which is why I can have these. They're not actually in a pot, but it's on the packaging. So it counts, it totally counts. Plus it's going to be a different flavour, because God knows I'm going to need different flavours, because the textures I'm going to have this week, it's just going to be all soft, isn't it? It's all going to be soft. So when I start these culinary adventures, the fair thing to do is jump on the old scales to see whether eating pot noodle for an entire week is going to affect my weight. This is not a diet that I'm going to suggest anyone does, whether I lose weight or not. But we will find out together, won't we? Right. Ooh, I nearly knocked it. Let's go and jump on the old scales and then make some breakfast. What should I have? How about the classic? Right, let's see what this has got to work with. 14.9.2. Okie dokie. Let's get some pot noodles. Meal number one, a king pot noodle. That's right, I'm going to enjoy myself a king pot noodle. You named it that way on purpose, didn't you, lads? Right, so what's the damage for this bad boy? So, calorie-wise, in a king pot noodle, 543, that's 27% of our daily allowance. So then we've got fat, we've got 31% in there. Saturates, 55%, that's the bad ones. Sugars, 5%, so, you know, go crazy with a bowl of sugar afterwards. And salt, 38% of our daily allowance. So as far as ingredients go, what do we have in here? So 96% is a noodle mix. Ooh, what's the other 4%? Oh, sauce. I answered my own question. So 69, that's on purpose, isn't it? Percent is dried noodles. And then we've got some other things that I've never heard of in there. Ooh, good old palm oil, heard of that one. Salt, firming agents. Sweet corn, also heard of that. Potassium chloride, sounds like something you should clean a swimming pool with. Flavour enhancers. Monosodium glutamate, just sounds like another word for salt. Disodium ionosate, also sounds just like salt. And milk powder, brilliant. So not for vegans. Sauce sachet, 4%. Right, that's enough of that. Let's crack open our pot noodle. We have in here a nice little sachet of soy sauce. You can make it pot noodle. It's just a motivational speech here from the pot noodle. You can make it. Thanks, pot noodle. Right, so how do I actually bloody make this thing? It's been a while since I've had a pot noodle. So yeah, pour it all in, leave for 2 minutes. That seems quite easy. You can see in here as well, just there is the fill line. Not to be confused with Phil Line, my accountant. Right, so it's going in there. It's vanishing. Riveting content this, isn't it? Oh, it's getting quite hot. But I need to hold it here for the riveting content's sake. Right, there we go. Let me put you there so you can see it. And I'm going to make it a rule this week, set by me and no one else, to put these sachets in just to enhance them. Make them good, make them better, because we can make it. Right. There's no point trying to stir it because it's all rock hard in there. That's what she said. Right, so I'm going to put the lid on. And we're going to leave it for a couple of minutes. And then we'll have some breakfast. For some reason, yes, I have chosen chicken and mushroom for breakfast. But I mean, hey, mushrooms are breakfast food, right? Well, here we go. One king pot noodle. Still very hot. It's had a few minutes. Well, it's looking a bit like a noodle loaf. Probably the best way to describe it. So let's give it a stir. So, I mean, sounds a lot like some very strange ASMR, that, doesn't it? Lovely stuff. Right, let us try our first pot noodle of the week. A nice king chicken and mushroom. Cheers, folks. Tell you what, it's been a while since I had a pot noodle. But that is bloody delicious. See what I did there? Kept you waiting, kept you on bated breath, but unsurprisingly, it's very salty. I could have probably done with putting a little bit less liquid in there because it's kind of made a soup rather than thick, unctuous noodles, but it has left it with a bit of broth. So if that's your jam, go for it. I prefer my pot noodle to be less wet and more the sauce sticks to them. So next time, maybe we'll just fill it slightly below the fill line. I hope he's okay with that. So yeah, there we go. The first pot noodle of the week. Pretty good start. This is really good. Is it going to keep me full until lunch? Well, probably. This is probably a bigger breakfast than I would normally eat. It is 12:30 and surprisingly that pot noodle has fared me quite well for the last few hours. It's been, 4.5 hours since I had my breakfast, my chicken and mushroom king pot noodle. And I'm starting to get hungry now. So it's done a good job this morning. Can it do a good job for lunch? Let's go find out. My lunch, a pot noodle fusions Thai green curry. Never had one of these before, so I've got no idea if it's going to be any good or not. So I'm going to be trying it in front of you all for the first time. Isn't it amazing, the sort of content you can see online these days? Ooh, add some soy and ginger. We're mixing things up with this one. So totally odorless, which is very odd. So where's the fill line? Right, I'm going to fill it slightly less this time because, yeah, breakfast was it's spouting like some little geyser. It was too saucy, so let's put a little bit less sauce in this time. Yeah, there we go. Don't think that was in frame. That's terrible YouTubing. Still isn't. Don't learn from my mistakes. Right. In goes this. Oh, it's thicker. That's thick. That's a thick sauce. Right. On you go for a few minutes. Do we do it for the same amount of time? Yes, we do. Basically, we do. So this one's 27% of my calories, 31% fat, 55% saturate, 7% sugars, and 38% salt. So it's fairly in line with my breakfast. So let's see how this one compares taste-wise. Ooh, that's very fragrant. And yes, it does smell incredibly similar to a Thai green curry. I don't know what I expected it to smell like a electric car or something. Right, let's try it. Ooh, oh, look at that. Ooh, it's salty. It's very, very salty, but it does have that fly spray taste that kind of comes with cheap green curries. What is that flavour? I don't know. Red pepper? Coconut milk? I don't know. Stop asking. Actually, this is really good. I prefer a red curry when it comes to my Thai curries, but that is good. And it's a very, very different flavour to the old-fashioned pot noodle flavours of yore. So, absolutely no complaints with this one. Yet, I've got a feeling the more I eat, the sicker I'm going to get of the salt, because it is incredibly salty. What is this one again? Yeah, there's 2.3 grams of salt in this bad boy, so 38% of your daily allowance of salt. I'm going to exceed 100% every day this week, and my kidneys are going to shut down. But then again, pot noodles are not designed to be eaten every day, are they? I'm just a twat. So, it is late afternoon. My pot noodle fusions Thai green curry has actually not fared me quite as well as breakfast. I mean, I am hungry. Hungrier than I usually would be at this time. It's 4:30, so it's not quite dinner time, but also I wouldn't be too crazy in eating dinner this early, would I? Like, this is the time people eat dinner. Old people, but people still. So I'm going to start thinking about boiling the kettle to have my evening meal, and I'm going to go crazy for dinner, because pot noodle have gone crazy with some of their flavours. This being one of them. You can't quite see that, can you? Doner kebab flavoured pot noodle. Job done in 4 minutes. I do appreciate a good pun. So yeah, what's the damage with this one? So 21% of calories, 26% fat, 44% of saturates. 44, almost half. And this is it should be said, is a smaller pot noodle than the others that I've had today. So, blimey. And then 3% of sugars. I mean, I might as well not even go into that. And then 32% of salt. So despite its smaller size than the two king pot noodles I've had today, this one has got pretty much the same amount of salt. And that's crazy. That is craziness and madness. Is there any meat in this? Let us find out. No. So obviously, a doner kebab is lamb, isn't it? I suppose it could be chicken. It's meat anyway. And there appears to be none whatsoever in this doner kebab pot noodle. I'm quite scared about this. It's either going to be incredible or it's going to be awful. But I'm going to go in with an open mind. So let's find out. Blimey, I've never used my kettle quite as much. And this is what it's for. Right, let us try and see. Oh, unleash what's inside. Yeah, that seems a bit threatening, really, doesn't it? Ooh. Don't know what that smells like. Vaguely spicy. Right, let's put in the old water. So I'm going to put in slightly less than the fill line again.
I'm not sure.
Why are you listening to me? I'm not talking to you, you creepy Amazon device. I'm not going to say the name because it's going to set everyone's off that's watching. So, here we go. There is... Are you in the bottom? I don't think you're in the bottom. This one's going hideously wrong. Go down. There we go. Then in with the hot sauce. That's very red. God, it's going to tear me a new one, isn't it? We should... Oh, no, we don't want that. We don't want you in there, you cheeky little thing. Right, let's leave you a few minutes and then come back. Job done. Right, There we go. There is a pot noodle doner kebab flavour. And also one thing I didn't realise was it says to try it before you actually add the sauce. Because if you want it really spicy, add the whole thing, which is exactly what I did. And I'm an idiot, aren't I? So, needless to say, I'm a little bit scared now. So, oh, it stinks. It smells rancid. Oh, it's got that really bad, fake, lammy smell to it, which I've had in like freeze-dried food before. You may remember me having tried not so fondly. Oh, God, this is going to be the worst. Oh, it's fucking awful. It does have a slight doner kebab taste, but it's only slight. The dominating flavour is that really fake soya lamb that just does not work at all. It's a real kick in the face of processed soya lamb, and that is absolutely disgusting. Actually, the hot sauce it's creeping in. It's not blow your head off, blow your arsehole off spicy, but there is a spiciness to it, and I'm thankful for that because it is slightly taking away some of that disgusting soya lamb flavour, and it is one of the worst things I think I've ever eaten on this channel. Am I looking forward to eating the rest of it? Am I bugger? Horrendous. The single worst thing I've eaten. Absolutely fucking disgusting. But I'm going to have to eat it, aren't I? Because I've got nothing else. Ugh.
Oh, hello, Basil. How are you? Oh, have I woken you? I'm sorry. Would you like to smell my doner kebab pot noodle? No? No, you want some? You want to smell that? You want to smell? No, he's not impressed, and I don't blame him.
Well, there we go. Day one of eating nothing but pot noodle for a week. And, well, it started well. Didn't end well. Ugh, that doner kebab pot noodle. Awful. Never, ever, ever again. In fact, it's now soured the rest of the week. I don't know if I can continue. Put my foot down, no. Although there might be some nice ones, like the chicken and mushroom's lovely. And the Thai one was pretty good. But the doner kebab one was like death. Awful. I cannot understate. Just, no. Do not have. No. No. Discontinue that, please, pot noodle. And replace it with something delicious, because anything delicious that is but not. Don't know if that makes sense. Right, I'm going to go to bed and cry. So last night I did go to bed, and not long thereafter felt quite hungry. But I had a lot of water, both to counteract the salt and to try and fill up my stomach. Did have a quite dry throat when I woke up this morning, and I decided I want to hold off having breakfast until a little bit later in the morning. So usually I'd have it before 8. It's getting on for 9 now, so I've held off for as long as I can. And I've got a beef and tomato pot noodle, another ging pot noodle. Lovely stuff. Ooh, I don't think I've had one of these since I was a wee kid. And didn't like them at the time, but this smells really nice. So, cheers. Saltiest one yet. That is incredibly salty. 35% of my daily salt's in this bad boy, along with 50% of my saturates. Sorry, that nearly nigh on killed me, and probably will if I continue to eat 3 of these a day. 150% of your saturates. It's not advisable. 28% of your calories. Yeah, interesting stuff. It's the saltiest thing I think I've ever eaten, and I've just eaten salt. So, regretting it, because it's a king pot noodle, and I don't think I'm going to be able to eat this entire thing, which is probably no bad thing considering the amount of saturates in there, but Oh, that is so salty. And I kind of like salt. So the fact that it's even a bit much for me, it's too much. Maybe I shouldn't have put that ketchup in. Maybe the ketchup was the tipping point. Yeah, that is just pure salt. If you gave me this and said, what flavour is that? I'd say it's salt flavoured. Would not say beef, would not say tomato. But I would say salt. A lot of water in my future. Hell of a lot of water. So, it is lunchtime. Just finishing a little bit of work whilst my pot noodle does its thing. Original curry flavour. Also, haven't had this one before. Now, I've had a slight malfunction when it comes to putting this one together, in which I poured in the sauce, put in the old little sachet of mango puree, all smells very good, lovely stuff, and then bam, knock it all over the side, and there's pot noodle original curry everywhere, and it's gone everywhere, it's on the floor, it's gone in the washing machine somehow. And yeah, essentially, I'm just left with half a pot noodle. Still smells good though. It smells really nice. Smells like chip shop curry. So lovely stuff. I think I've kicked out more noodles than liquid though, because this is quite a wet one. It's quite a wet pot noodle, but it smells nice. So you know what? It doesn't taste too bad either. And this is the first one I've had this week where I'm not screaming because of the salt. But it is quite sweet though. I mean, sometimes like chip shop curry can be quite sweet, so it's all in line with that. So you won't be shocked to hear that the stats are basically all the same. 50% of the saturates in here again, 30% salt, 28% calories. So obviously we're going to mark that down a little bit, considering half of it went on the kitchen side. But hopefully it keeps me hungry. No, hopefully it keeps me full. I don't want to be hungry. But yeah, with half of it now in the bin, I might be. Idiot. Dinner was a sticky rib pot noodle. Again, in line with the others. And again, salty. Sweet, slightly reminiscent of what it's supposed to taste like, but no chicken. I am feeling a little bit sick of pot noodles already. And let's just move on, eh? Let's go to day 3. Woken up feeling really shit this morning. Almost like I've got a hangover. Which, yeah, no prizes for getting that. It's probably to do with the salt. Because yesterday I had more than 100% of my salt in just 3 pot noodles alone. So, feeling a bit garbage. Gonna make sure I drink way more water today, because yeah, I think my body is going to punish me for it. So yeah, I need a kick up the arse this morning for breakfast, so I'm gonna go and get myself a bloody pot noodle. How's about for breakfast? A Bombay bad boy, another king pot noodle. Ooh, turn bad boy. Oh, don't mind if I do. So what's the damage for this one? So 20% of my calories, 30% fat, 50% saturates, 25% salt. Oh, so there's a bit less salt in this one. So I won't feel too bad. Hopefully we can extinguish the hangover-y feelings that I've got. Because yeah, feeling a bit shit after 2 days on this. So gonna crack out my Bombay bad boy and get some breakfast. Well, how does my Bombay bad boy look? Which I've just poured all over the side. It's 2 days in a row now. I am a smart man. It's been a very long time since I had a Bombay bad boy, and I remember them being very spicy. So I'm quite confident this is going to wake me up before you go. Instant spice. Real back of the throat spice as well. Oh yeah, that is much spicier than the awful doner kebab one yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. All these things are blending into one now. But it's not a lingering spice, so it's a real punch you in the throat spice. But then it sort of very quickly dissipates. And the flavour's really nice, and I don't know what it actually tastes like. Just kind of chilly. What's the ingredients? Cayenne pepper, allspice, ginger, lovage root, fennel seed, aniseed. So yeah. Oh, it's it's really nice, that. Another later breakfast today, so hopefully it's going to last me now until lunch. But interesting, like, yeah, it is salty, but it's not as salty as others as well, which I guess is reflected in the numbers. So yeah, the science checks out. I don't know. So this is my third pot noodle of the day. A Pot Noodle Fusion's Malaysian curry. What's the damage? So 467 calories, not as bad as some of the King pot noodles, still over a third of my salt, 50% saturated. Bloody hell, that's a lot of saturated fat. Jeez. So for my lunch, I figured there wasn't really much point in showing much of it. It was just another chicken. I just fancied something I know I'd like. It wasn't a King one, but there was still a healthy amount of calories in there, a third of my daily salt. And it is what it is. I am sick to death of the texture of a pot noodle, and I'm only on day 3. Day 3. Good Lord, and I cannot stand noodles now. That's not too bad. All of these ones have a very, very similar flavour. It's slightly reminiscent of what it's supposed to be, only slightly. It's not unpleasant. It definitely tastes like that Thai green curry on again, so it's okay. Won't be buying it again. In fact, I don't think after this week I'm going to ever buy a pot noodle again. That's not fair. I do like them, but not for every meal. Good God, 3 days in. The next 4 days are going to be hard. I'm not even halfway through. And I just feel a bit shit. And I kind of feel hungry all the time. I'm not looking forward to meals. I don't even think I'd enjoy doing this if I was just eating it for lunch every day. It's just so repetitive and unimaginative. And that's, I mean, there is a big variety of flavours. This is what, my 9th one. They're not different enough though. They're all far too salty. Is there not a way you can make a pot noodle with less salt? Like even into the 20% rather than the 30s would be better. Is there not an alternative that you can have a similar flavour? I mean, I don't even want the flavour. They're too salty to taste, let alone running through my bloody veins. Whatever. I shall eat it. I shall complain. Just like I always do. Well, a couple more days have passed. I am now 5 days in to eating nothing but pot noodles for a week. And suffice to say, I'm pretty sure I hate noodles now, or specifically pot noodles. I'm just sick of the texture. Absolutely sick of the texture, sick of the salt. I am, what's 5 times 3? 15, quick maths. 15 pot noodles down. They are all slightly reminiscent of each other in flavour, in that they're all super duper salty, except the sweet and sour one, funnily enough, but that's in the name, isn't it? That one was sweet. And a little bit sour, I suppose. So at least it was named correctly. I've had chicken again over the last couple of days. That's the best one. That's easily the nicest one. I've also had peri peri chicken. That was lovely. That was spicy. What else have I had? Don't know. This is all blending in now. And I'm getting sick of it. I want a texture other than squidgy. Noodles,
salty broth. I'm just... Okay, I get it. Pot noodles were not made to be eaten for 5 consecutive days. 7 in total, if I'm seeing this thing through, which I'm considering not. Seriously considering not. But over the last couple of days, basically have been running around, doing errands, going to the shops, because Grace has not been eating a week on pot noodles. Unlike Muggins over here, who has. So we have got to go get her some normal person food. I'm jealous. I'm just jealous. I just want some texture. I just want some crunch, some crisp, some chew. Not just a down it goes. I'm bored of that. And I'm bored of salt. Like, I don't know what's going on with my insides, but they don't feel great. The salt, I think, is keeping me up at night, not sleeping particularly well, not happy with this overall experience. Yeah, just feeling a bit drab, a bit drained, bit can't be arsed, really. But there are 2 days left of this week on, and I can do it. I'm confident. I'm not gonna let a small pot of noodles defeat me. I refuse. So let's go into the last couple of days with a bit more hope, a bit more joy, a bit more positivity, because we are definitely way past that midpoint. If I've done 5 days of eating pot noodles in a row, I can do 2 more. Can't I? Day 6. Feeling shite. Feeling really shite. I think I need to mix things up. The flavour's not enough. The texture's so boring, so I'm hoping by cracking out the potless noodles, it's gonna find a newfound lease of life in me and a love for pot noodles that has long since been destroyed. What? Why are you being gobby? Excuse me. 3 packets, 3 meals, 3 lost the pot noodles. Ha, get it? Clever punny title. And we have champion chicken. Don't know why. So we have 3 lost the pot noodles. Ha. Love a punny name. So we have champion chicken, smoking barbecue, and chip shop curry. What could be a good breakfast flavour? None of them. So let's have barbecue. Well, they certainly look different, and actually maybe smell slightly different. That's very hot. Right, let's try. What's his breakfast? Let us try. Oh, they're a lot longer. They are a lot longer. Ooh. Oh, the texture's different in a good way. It's soupier. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show that. But it is soupier than you would kind of expect super noodles to be. I followed the packaging, boiled it for 3 minutes, down to a simmer, added in the old sachet of stuff, and cooked for 3 minutes. So it's hot. But I'm welcoming this change in texture, actually. It's still soft and noodly, but they're very big, very long. That's what she said, and very salty. That's what she also said. But it's a slight welcome change. I wouldn't have wanted another day of pot noodles because CBA. Actually, I mean, CBA eating them, CBA actually, they're very easy to make. Feel like shit though. So as it turns out, the lost the pot noodles, actually a massive welcome change. It's been a complete hassle making them. And by complete hassle, I mean not really much hassle at all, but still a lot more hassle than just boiling the kettle and pouring water into the pot and then not having to wash anything up.
So that's basically what I'm complaining about, is the fact that it takes like 2 minutes longer and I have to do one additional step. But the change in texture and flavour was very much a welcome one. So my breakfast of the barbecue was good, salty, bacony, that artificial frazzly flavour, which was okay. Then for lunch, I had the chip shop curry, which was very, very nice and is the nicest one that I've had of the potless noodles. And then dinner was the chicken, which tasted a lot different from the chicken and mushroom pot noodle that I've had. But again, it was welcome. It was slightly herbier, so it was nice. It was a different flavour, different texture, so I'm feeling a little refreshed. Although, for the final day, I do have good old traditional potted noodles as my final 3 meals of the week. And am I sad to see the back of pot noodles? Absolutely not. I'm counting down the seconds until I never have to see one again, or at least until I never have to see one until I'm feeling lazy again, in which case I will most definitely get one. It's nice having an audience when I do my conclusion. I'm glad we could have shared this moment together. Here it is. The final day. Day 7 of a week of eating nothing but pot noodles. Oh my god, I can't wait to finish because my poops have been something else. Like, honestly, my poops have kind of looked like pot noodles at this point. Right, let's get this final bloody meal out of the way. I really don't want to, but I do because I'm also hungry. Breakfast time. Barbecue pulled pork. That's disgusting. Lunch is a Fusion's chili chicken. Oh, that's spicy. And dinner, my final meal of the week, is another Fusion's, and it's katsu. And I kept this one for the end because I thought I bloody love katsu. I used to love pot noodle, so let's combine the two and hopefully we can end on a real high. No. Oh, it's so sweet and so floral. It's like eating curried flowers. Well, there we go. That was the 7th day of a week on eating nothing but pot noodles. And I feel terrible. I feel like my cells have just been replaced by salt. My insides are mushy, moist, and crying tears of sadness. And I don't know how to chew food anymore. How do teeth work? I now just gum food and then swallow it whole like a bird. But we shall see what the actual damage is tomorrow. Have I gained weight? Have I lost weight? Have I lost all sense of self? Maybe. But I'm going to go to bed, drink a gallon of water because I wake up with a hangover every day now, despite not having a drop of alcohol. And I'll see what the scales say. But I say that I'm very, very sad. So, after 1 week of eating nothing but salty, mushy noodles, what do the old scales have to say? Well, gained 2.5 pounds. That wasn't worth it, was it? And there we go. 1 week of eating nothing but pot noodles. Check. And I think I do need to be checked because that was tough. I really didn't think that would be as hard as it was, because eating sort of processed, very easy food is something that basically got me through university. I must have had a couple of days eating nothing but pot noodles at some point in my life. But now that I'm in my mid to late 30s, it's much harder than I ever remember it being. Certainly for a week. I mean, the first few days were fine. It was a bit boring. It was all a bit salty, a bit mushy, a bit sad. But a week, 7 whole days of nothing but pot noodles, 28 pot noodles, that's a bit much. That's not for me, that. Wouldn't recommend. I've gained weight. Is that water weight because of how much salt I've had? Maybe. Hopefully in a couple of days that weight comes back down, but I've not actually eaten that much in volume, so therefore not much is coming out of me in volume. If you know what I'm saying, that's a poop reference. I just don't want to do that again. It was cheap. It was easy to prepare things. It was just hard to get any motivation to eat, despite my body screaming at me. And even though I've not had my calories, my recommended daily allowance of calories, I've exceeded it in other areas consistently for 7 whole days. Predominantly salt, saturated fats, and things that you shouldn't be exceeding on the regular. So there we go. That was the week, not to be repeated. I shall not be doing that again. No, thank you, no, sorry, no. Although they are quite nice and they are quite easy, specifically the chicken ones. But no, I can't. Relax, draw it in. But the chicken one is really nice. I could do a week on just the chicken. No. Right, there we go. That was a week on pot noodle. I really want a chicken pot noodle.